All right. What's going on, everyone? This is Pilo with Digital 262, and you are watching Elite Talk.
Let's get it in.
All right, what's going on to all my beautiful elite society out there? Once again, this is Pilo with Digital 262. We are back in the studio with my man, G.
What's going on, King? How you feeling?
What's going on with you, G? How you been, man?
You know me, same old thing, man.
G, what's that you drinking over there, man? What's that?
It's crazy. Stella Rose is getting it in.
Stella Rose, what's that?
But it's non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic, gotcha.
You just had to throw that disclaimer in there, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to. Just to make sure that everybody know is non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic.
Y'all can go find out what year it's made and whatever, but it's non-alcoholic.
I like that bottle. I like the design. It's pretty nice.
It's slick.
You can't throw that away. You gotta put that up somewhere.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to fill it up with some more water and make it look like I got some.
All right. Very nice. Well, in this corner, we got my man, TJ.
My beautiful people of Elite Society. How's everybody doing out there?
What's going on with you, man?
Another day in the office.
Another day in the office,
what I like
man.
to say. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I love doing this. I look forward to doing these podcasts every week with you guys. And as a matter of fact, I go deeper. There's no place I'd rather be than here with you guys right now.
Hey, I don't know.
Felt that.
Oh,
I appreciate you, man.
So, well, what's that you drinking over there, TJ?
Regular smuggler, wine,
Hey, wait a minute.
I have to stay off the cocktails because, I get a little too crazy.
Hey, you want to know what's crazy? So look, we was watching it. I was at the barbershop this weekend, and we was watching all the podcasts or whatever in the barbershop. They was like, why TJ got them sexy A drinks? I said, what? He like his drinks is sexy. I said, what?
Man,
Got them sexy
they love your drink, bro.
you just got to create a vibe everywhere you go.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
well, gentlemen, we have a special guest with us today. And all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, we have Dee. What's going on, Dee?
Hey, how is everyone doing? Yes, Dee from Milwaukee.
We're doing great. 414. Oh, yeah. So we really appreciate you taking the time to come on this podcast and kind of let us know your stance on our topics today. But Dee, I want the audience to know about you. So you just tell us a little something about you.
Get to know me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm Dee. I'm 30. I'm from Milwaukee. I'm an attorney, young business lady here in the city, born and raised, born and bred. That's really all there is to know. A lady got to leave some mystery.
All right. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
So, but Dee decided, and again, I appreciate you for coming on to the podcast. Dee decided to come on to the podcast to give us her perspective on what we're going to talk about today. Which, TJ, let us know, what are we talking about today?
Man, it's round 2, baby.
Round 2.
You thought we was done?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh my God.
Can't stop, won't stop. I'm on my titty. No, for those, I feel like we had our most intense, controversial episode ever. Last week, we were talking about the concept of gender roles, masculinity, femininity. Does it have a place in 2023, or should we just leave it in the past and kind of reshift our mentalities? But yeah, it was pretty heated, man, from relationships to your style in raising your children, what's acceptable socially, what's not, so we're just trying to dissect that. Is it a right or wrong? No. But that's the beauty of life. Everyone having different perspectives and stuff. But I mean, I'm taking off my gloves for this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the tie off.
I think we all are.
Yeah, because, I kept it a little light. But I was watching it and I was feeling away. I'm like, I got some more to say.
Yeah.
Dee, who's
Vaseline?
Dee, whose side you going to be on, Dee?
So Diddy's seen the podcast. Yeah, we need to know, whose side do you agree on with Dee?
It's funny. I'm going to have to agree with my evil twin, TJ.
Treacherous twin over there.
No. Okay,
What?
so for those that wondering what the heck we're talking about, so the last episode, we got into a very heated debate. And the topic of the debate was, we were talking about, should you let your sons play with dolls? That topic came up, and we just went in because TJ believes that it's okay. that,
Absolutely.
So what's your stance on that again, TJ? Let's give a recap.
Man, I stand 10 toes down on that. Man.
Yeah.
Double up on it.
You think it's okay to let your sons play with dolls?
I'm just a firm believer that parents should allow their children to express their way. Yeah. Even if we don't agree. We were raised a certain way, right? Your dad raised you a certain way. My dad raised me a certain way. But life is about being transformative. We're living in 2023 now. And the problem that I respect your stances, but I will never agree because there's so many kids who commit suicide because of their parents forcing a mentality on them that isn't naturally. You should allow your child to express themselves, whether it's artistically, emotionally, mentally, in every type of facet. You should allow your child to do that. So I just feel like parents, especially like toxic masculinity is really prevalent within the Black community, especially with us Black men. Yeah. Like I was reading some of the comments and pretty much, I mean, everyone was like, oh, hell no.
Hell no. You don't play with no dolls.
Yeah. It's just like, I just hate that we're so close-minded and it doesn't take away from you being a great father. It doesn't take away from your masculinity. It doesn't take away from any of those concepts. But I just wish that the mentality would shift at the end of the day. If your child's happy, you're doing everything in the world for your child. That's being a great parent.
Well, so let me say this.
What you think, G?
Time to load up. Check this. So one thing. You said what, Didi?
I said you said pew pew while you pointed down. You shot yourself in the foot.
Already.
That's because I wanted to get the first two of them out. That was last episode. Now I'm about to bring it right back up.
Let me hear this BS. Come on.
So first thing, one thing we as fathers, what we're not doing, we're not forcing our kids to do anything. We just believe that it's not right for our son, and if we're going to identify one gender and we identify a son, to not play with dolls. So we're not forcing. I'm not saying no, you can't, because a child going to do what a child going to do, period, because they inquire things. They're going to go and they're going to want to play with it. We're going to say, and like I said before, no, this is for girls. You don't play with that. Now, if he goes back and he play with it because he still want to inquire about it, okay. But I told him, again, we building a foundation, and I told you this. Now, later on, it's up to you of what you want to do. I would never be defeated and my ego would never get hurt because later on, what he choose in life.
That's a contradiction.
That said, well, hold on. Before we get into it, Didi, let's get your stance on this situation, on this particular topic. Now, we're talking about, would you let your boys play? First of all, do you have kids, Didi?
Yeah, I'm a boy mom. I got two.
All right. So if you come home one day and you see your boys playing with Barbies, would you be okay with that?
I'm definitely not going to lose my mind and rip a toy out of a child's hand. At the end of the day, it's a toy. Kids are so innocent. Let them be.
So you'd be okay with that? You'd be okay with letting your boys play with Barbies? Come on, you got to be real. You got to be real.
With the Barbie, like anybody else, like any child playing with a toy is going to be okay with me.
Oh, okay.
It's a child playing with a toy.
But it's a Barbie, though. It's a Barbie. And I think that's where the debate comes in. Because the Barbies are, I believe, they're socially designed to be for girls, for a certain, they're gender specific, correct? So if you see your boys playing with what was that again?
I said how so? Because I didn't grow up with no Barbies.
Well, I mean, any doll. A doll is made for girls.
A doll is made for girls.
So who created?
I guess I feel like, what are you so scared of? Like, what is the child gonna learn from the Barbie? Barbie can't talk.
That this is okay to do?
And poison in the plastic? Like, what we tripping on for real?
So just like I said with the last one, with I seen my son wear some heels, pissed me off. I actually showed my son. I went back in my phone and I showed my son, because he listened to the podcast. I showed my son that picture, that same exact picture, and I even reminded his mother. And I said, "This is what I was pissed off of." What that shows him by a Barbie doll having on heels, that it's okay for him to wear heels. That's what it shows. Just because they don't talk, a Barbie doll don't talk, don't mean nothing. A symbol is a symbol, period. No matter what.
I agree.
Yeah.
A symbol is a symbol.
Who said it was wrong though, G?
Like, how old is this child?
That's what y'all just said.
No, I'm saying. Oh, go ahead, Didi.
We're assuming a lot. I'm saying, like, we're making connections for the child that the child isn't making, though. We're putting adult stuff on that child's back.
Exactly.
Because I see a child innocently playing with a toy. you, an adult man, has all this adult society stuff in your head that you see differently. And I'm saying it's not fair to take all that extra and put it on that baby.
But guess what? Our parents did it to us. Your parent did it to you. My parent did it to me.
Does that make it right, G? You got to believe in generational curse breakers. A lot of stuff was put on our parents.
That's not no curse.
Is that a curse?
That's not a curse.
It is a curse because the mentality is toxic. There's children out there who commit suicide because of their parents' ego.
The parent beats them up. Parents say no.
A kid will not listen. A kid will not commit suicide if you prevent them from playing with adults. TJ.
Exactly.
No, how do you? I know people personally who their parents suppressed things. They suppressed them being able to express themselves, and they resented it. And they tried to bully the child.
But that's them.
Can I finish? I'm being a child a certain way. They bully them and say, you can't be this way because their parents put off toxic, like just because our parents taught us things or our grandparents taught us things, it doesn't mean that it was right. A lot of, especially in the black community, it's a lot of shit that our grandparents, our mothers, they did, it wasn't right. Just because it passed on to generation, does that make it right?
But you know what you just did?
Can I finish?
You just put me in the box. You just put me in the box.
Can I finish?
Saying,
You gotta let me finish. You gotta let me finish my point.
But let's do this. Finish your point. And then we'll get
let
to
me finish my point. Just because our parents put this on us, that doesn't mean we have to continuously accept it. If your child wants to play with the doll, that's not going to make him less masculine. Because let me tell you something. I was that child. I played with dolls. I played with Barbie dolls, Ken dolls, all type of dolls. Have you guys ever watched Sims or played Sims?
Yeah.
So me playing with the doll is like, as a child, I'm rationalizing. I'm teaching myself, preparing myself for adulthood. I used to dress up the dolls. I used to have them get ready for work, make breakfast, and have gender roles with them, like playing like as if like, all right, this is how it's going to be when I become of age, right? So I become of age, have them drive in the car, going to work. I even had them reenact like just a family unit, even from a sexual standpoint. I'm not going to get too much into that, you can already know. Right. So I play with dolls, right? And how old was I? I was probably around like maybe 8 or 9. And that's a very impressionable age, right? But it didn't affect me. I'm not, and it's nothing wrong. It ain't the worst thing in the world to be gay, but it didn't make me gay. It didn't make me more feminine. I'm still masculine as ever. It made me a more well-rounded child overall. So you said last episode, I have to protect my son. I have to protect. So I played with Barbie dolls and I played with Ken dolls. What was it protecting me from? I naturally gravitated to that at the time. And I explored that. I got that out my system. Then when I got of age, it made me more decisive. Not that I ever questioned my sexuality or anything, but it made me a more well-rounded individual because it taught me about life. So that has nothing to do. If my dad said, you're not playing with that doll, boy, I would have resented that. And I would have, you can't put something off on your child. You and your child are two different people, different individuals raised in two different generations. So it's no comparison.
I got you.
So check this. Just like I said earlier, you put me in the box. I never once said that it's not okay or I'm going to be mad if my son, I said later on. Whatever he chooses later on, I'm okay with it. If, again, and I stated before, acquiring minds. Everybody, as adults, we have inquiring minds. Because when we go look for something and we go find out something, we're going to go do that something, right? So then as a kid, if he play with a doll, like I said before, I'm going to tell him, you know, this is for girls. I'm going to mention it. I never said, no, you're not going to play it and you better not play it. That's a difference. So when we talk about suicidal, because I've seen that too. I've been there too. I've been down that realm too. When we
because
talk
you
about
felt
that,
like you couldn't be yourself?
No. It's not even just me. I seen it. It's because parents do bully and say no. And then they beat them up on that. I'm not saying I'm beating my son up on that. I'm saying, no, this is for girls. Now,
they have to know. They have to know that's what's socially accepted for different genders. I get your point.
They got to
let Didi. What do you think about that, Didi?
So I'm in the middle because I don't feel like it's putting you in a box per se. I get what you mean about trying to protect your child. They don't get all the implications. So you want to, as a parent, out of love, protect them from the societal implications, right? You don't want people coming at your baby sideways. You don't want them dabbling with things that have other implications, but to adults. It is not fair to put children, adolescents in these adult spaces and expect them to navigate these adult spaces with adult common sense when adults can barely do it.
You know what? And I think that whole comment is complete bullshit. And let me tell you why. I have boys. Okay. I have boys. Mm-hmm. And the problem with this generation is that men are not teaching boys how to be men. Mm-hmm. So I believe as a man, okay, I have a responsibility. Like I said last time, I have a responsibility to show my boy how to be a man. Now, like I said the last time, if he decides after I finish building that foundation, he understands the difference between a boy and between a girl, what's male, what's female. I need to make sure he understands that. Now, once he gets older, and like I said, if he decides to sway another way, I'm not going to feel defeated. I'm not going to feel a certain type of way, only because I know I did my job as a father in building that foundation. Like I said, if later on he decides to do something else, that's up to him. But I think that's the problem with our society today, is that too many men are becoming too feminized. Okay, feminized, you know, feminized, right? And they don't. Hey, no, I can't. But they don't raise families correctly. Okay. You see these boys out here that are in jails, are in the streets doing everything because their father didn't show them how to be a man, okay? Agreed. How to raise a family, how to do things that men are supposed to be doing. Why? Because the fathers were very lenient. Okay, do whatever the hell you want. You want to play with dolls? And it's
because their father wasn't there.
No. Well, that's part of it too. That's part of it too.
My guy, you sweeping with a broad stroke. We can walk and chew gum. You can raise your child to be a man without, you know, undermining his like exploration of himself. Those are two completely different concepts. I can have what I believe to be a man, what I believe to be a woman.
You can't. You don't have that ability.
I can though.
Absolutely not. You are a female. You cannot raise a man.
Period. She's not saying she's trying to raise a man.
I'm not saying I'm raising a man though.
But what I'm saying is that you can't have that concept.
Okay, if we're taking gender out of it, she's saying.
Hold on, say that again, Didi.
Say it.
I'm saying I can have my opinion of what those words mean, and I can try to teach and share that knowledge with my child. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I cannot change who my child is going to be at their core. So what I'm really teaching them is what mama's okay with, what mama not okay with.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what we've been saying.
Well, then are you not saying I'm in the middle? He the one said I was talking bullshit, so I'm gonna give it back. I'm gonna remix it because he ain't catch it.
Hey, P,
no, absolutely.
P, you know you done fucked up, right?
Bring it.
Hey, but you know what? And I just thought of this. We're talking about this boys finding themselves, or the kids finding themselves, right? Can I take it one step further?
Go ahead.
Let them find themselves, right? And they decide that, and let's talk about a male being feminine. He goes to school and act on this. It's something that's called bullying. So if we want to talk about child suicide, that's why I teach my son how to be a man, because if he managed to express this, he gonna get bullied at school. Now he want to kill himself, or he want to kill somebody else because he's getting bullied. So if we want to go a step further, we can take that further.
Take it there. I mean, you want to play that game?
We just put in different things on all these bullying.
We could play that game, G, because you talking about bullying. You so worried about your child being bullied.
You're right.
Right? But the biggest bully though, the biggest bully is you.
No,
the biggest bully is at home.
I'm not telling him he cannot.
You're not allowing your child to be who they are.
I never said you cannot. Did you not hear me say that?
Real calm. Real control. The biggest bully is the parents trying to bully their child into being something that they're not. Why would you want your child to go a life of suppression? There's situations where women, they get married and they may feel vibes of feeling like they're attracted to women and want to be with women, but society has told them and said, that's wrong. You need to be with a man. You need to have a family. So they go and have a family, right? They go and have a family and they suppress how they feel for years, end up getting a divorce and to live their natural truth and their happiness. And they're like, what, 60 years old, 50, 60 years old at this point. So they spent half of their life suppressing who they really are. Is that a life of happiness? And furthermore, I keep hearing this foundation talk. I agree. Hold on.
Do you not have a foundation?
Every man, well, every home does need a foundation, right? But if the foundation is shaky, that home is going to collapse. That house of cards is going to come down, because an unstable foundation, you just want to put up a foundation just for the sake of saying you got a foundation. You have to put up a foundation that's strong and robust. Over the years, it's going to snow. There's going to be wear and tear on that roof, on that home. Yeah. That foundation, if that foundation isn't strong, the home is going to collapse. So you're so focused on, I'm building a foundation. Yeah. You're not building the foundation, because you're not letting your child be who they are. You're not accepting your child for who they are. And we were talking about tolerance, or we were talking about acceptance, because you guys were like, well, yeah, I would accept it eventually. I don't like it, but I'll accept it. It's not acceptance. Acceptance is different than tolerance. Yeah. You're tolerating it. But deep down, your child knows that you really don't like it. Deep down, your child feels like, damn, low key, my daddy hate me because of who I really am. It's tolerance. It's not acceptance.
Nobody said that.
Absolutely not.
You think it's acceptance because you have no other choice, because it defeated you.
No.
It defeated you because you couldn't control it. But the fact that it couldn't control it, oh, well, all right. Well, I'll accept it. See, you're not accepting it. You're tolerating it. It's a difference.
I think we're talking about two different things, because if I see my son playing with dolls, right? You're making this, this environment, we're making it seem like this environment, like we're saying, no, you cannot play that. That's what I said, and that's it. You're never gonna play with this. I'm gonna suppress your feelings. If you feel you like, let's say you're a boy, if you like boys, no. We're not saying that. What I'm saying is that me as a father have a responsibility to show them what the difference is. So if you're saying that by us as fathers, denying our sons to play with gender specific toys that's specific for females, if that's going to allow them to present us or even have thoughts of suicide, I don't believe that. I don't think that's true. Now, there is situations, and I agree.
Show otherwise.
No, I agree. There are situations, right, that a boy strongly feels something about his sexuality. Let's say, let's talk about that sexuality. And he feels, like, say, for example, that he's gay. Okay. Me as a father, and being a father of a lesbian girl, I'm gonna just say it like that. You know, I learned to accept it. I don't like it, like I said last time, but I learned to accept it. Do I suppress it? Do I tell her no, it's wrong? Do I try to stop her from doing things that, I don't know, lesbians do? I don't know. No, I don't. But she understands my stance on it. Right. And that's what I mean by building a foundation. If they understand that right from wrong, but what society views as acceptance, you know, and then it's up to them to decide where they're going to go from there.
So remember last episode you were talking about your stepdaughter, and you were saying that you didn't approve of her lifestyle being gay, and that she could
like it.
You don't like it. Do you truly say that you accept it? Because I
have to. Because I have to.
You're proving my point. Because you couldn't control it. You were defeated by it.
I'm not defeated.
You are.
There's a lot of things I don't like.
Hold on. I'm still going to ask you. So do you really think you truly, thoroughly accept it? Because you said to this day, I think that she can go to this magical island and be bathed
in the waters and want to come back.
Right. And then wash the gay away from her and
slap the gay away from her and low key like the D again, or if she ever did like it, or obviously she don't. But to me, that statement alone says that you don't accept it. You're just tolerating it. You might be right. I accept it to a certain extent, but I
still love her. I still love her. Still your baby.
But I accept it. There's a lot of things in this world, TJ, that I have to accept, but I don't like. Okay.
Yeah, that's life.
That's life, right? Yeah. That's life. But when we talk about the definition of acceptance, and you can go different ways. Okay. Yeah. I accept the fact that she chose her sexuality. She chose what she wants to do. I accept it and I love her. I don't like it. Now, if you want to say that I didn't fully accept it just because I don't like it, then that's your definition. My definition is of that is I accept. I fully accept it. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Let's take it another level though. You're Republican, right? You love Trump, or you voted for Trump, right? Pilo,
I'm not going to say who I voted for, but I do like Trump.
Pilo, you my dude, man. You're one of the best dudes I know, man. But so that's like me saying I'm around you because I hate Trump. Everybody that know me, they know I'm not.
But you accept him because you like Trump.
I'm a bleeding liberal, right? Yeah. So I never accepted that man. So that's another conversation.
No, you accept Pilo.
Huh?
You accept Pilo because he like Trump.
No, I accept Pilo for who he is.
And he likes Trump.
He likes Trump, right?
So that's who he is.
But I'm making a point that I accept that. Even though I don't like Trump, I accept it.
Right.
And I don't treat him any different. He's still a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm not being around him because I'm tolerating it, even though we have different political views. To me, the true definition of acceptance, you don't feel any disdain in your heart towards how the person is still living currently.
Right.
Tolerance is that. You're like, oh, I don't like that she gay, but man, I got to be around her anyway. So, I mean, I guess that's tolerance.
Sure.
Versus acceptance is, hey, it's a little, she wasn't raised like this. I don't anticipate, I never anticipated her to live this lifestyle, but hey, she's happy. I'm happy. I'm loved. Right. I'm all for it.
Sure.
I love that for her. That's acceptance.
Yeah.
But what you two describe is tolerance. Period.
And like words mean things.
So what level of tolerance would you accept if you see your boys? Okay, they start playing with dolls, then they start dressing up as women, they start wearing pumps, they start wearing makeup. Hey. You still tolerate that?
Absolutely. Not tolerate it. I accept it.
But you won't tolerate it. Didi, would you tolerate it?
If I accept it, then there's no room for tolerance. Go ahead, Didi. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said that escalated quickly, and I don't, my brain can't even make the gap between escalation. It's so, so far-fetched to me. But I mean, can we to pull back from the boys and dolls thing? Look at grown men, like how they deal with their sexuality.
Okay.
Like, why the trade game so robust then? If we got it all together and on all this toxic masculinity is so healthy, then why the trade game popping?
The trade game?
You don't know what trade is, Pooh?
Well, explain it.
Trade. The community gonna get me. Excuse me for representing y'all as a queer ally. Basically, trade is like DL. That's a term y'all know. I know everybody know DL. That's a black one. But men who aren't outward, out of the closet, they don't express their sexuality or not necessarily even their sexuality, but their sexual behaviors in an open and honest and way. Sure. They do kind of what TJ said, man or woman. People will go into these relationships. They'll live their life based on what they feel like they should do, what they have to do. Yeah. And then they finally have this coming just epiphany where they find themselves way later in life. And happiness is an issue, but not even just their own happiness. How many other people did they mess up or destroy or hurt
in the process?
And there's journey to find themselves or them journey to find self-love. And nobody's saying you guys are beating your children. I'm not saying no, or even that how you feel is wrong. But that doesn't take away from the fact that your child is still going to feel like something's wrong with them, or that they're not fully loved, or they're not what you want them to be. And that's real too.
But that plays a part into everything then, just not this. That can play a role into everything in life of what goes on with them. So that's why I said that.
Be mindful of how you share those messages and what those messages mean. Nobody's saying you're wrong. It's about how you go about it.
That's why I stated before, and I will state it again. I talk to my child. Me and my son have conversations, and that's because I want to know. So then, if it turns to be that where he said, "Okay, I'm finna jump over this fence," I'm already mentally preparing myself for it because it's different things that play a part in that. It's just not him telling me, and I gotta accept it. I gotta take it mentally, emotionally, spiritually. All that plays a part into that, where I gotta say, okay, I did my best. I can do just like a mechanic fixing your car, and then your car still messed up. He did his best. You gonna go snap. You gonna do what you do. Right? You gonna snap. You gonna be like, wait a minute. But he gonna be like, I did my best.
I don't see the correlation in that at all.
See it.
I get it.
It just goes analogy, because I feel like that one a little loose.
Hey, so and that's the thing. That's just,
we saying me, I. It ain't about us though. We're talking about our child. Think about our Father, our Heavenly Father. He let us out here running wild, but we want to control our kids. Petty.
Well, you know what? Going back to what we were talking about, tolerance, and like TJ said, I'm a hardcore Republican. I don't have to tolerate shit, but I will accept it. I will accept it. Now, if you're saying that my daughter is going to commit suicide because I don't tolerate her lifestyle, absolutely not.
I'm not saying your daughter will.
Right. But she knows that I love her. Yeah. She knows that I accept her. She knows that I will be there for her. but I don't have to tolerate shit. And as a parent,
Facts.
we don't have to tolerate shit.
That's what you're doing.
And no, tolerance. I don't think
you do it every day.
We all do it. We all do it with different things at work, in our lives, with our parents, with our children. We don't have to tolerate shit.
Like I said earlier, that's life.
But that's the thing. So if we're talking about we have to tolerate, that's the problem with society today. That's the problem with these social warriors right now coming up and saying we have to tolerate. I don't have to tolerate shit. I love you. I like you, but I don't have to tolerate shit.
I feel like the world is just brainwashed by. Okay, so I asked earlier, right? You said your son playing with dolls or whatever isn't right, and I asked you. I said
I don't agree with it.
Well, you said it was right early, or you said it wasn't right earlier.
It wasn't right, and I don't agree with it.
Okay, that's your view, right? Mm-hmm. So if it's not right or if it's wrong, who told you that it was wrong? Society?
No, that's
who told you it was wrong. I just want to know who told you that was wrong.
That's what I was taught.
Okay, and then, like, you were taught that, right?
It's deeply rooted
because of how you were raised, right?
So let me. Since you want to go there, you won't know math if a math teacher didn't teach it. Correct?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know how to read if somebody didn't teach you how to read. So if my father say this is wrong, I'm gonna just say, hey, this is wrong, and that's it.
Right.
But then if you go to a math class and the teacher teach you algebra and you don't know it, you don't know how to do it, then hey, it's up on you if you're gonna go learn it or not. So that's all it is. It's a teacher teaching another teacher teaching somebody else.
The wrong teachings.
No, that's because
who says it's wrong?
Who's wrong?
Generation from generation from
decides
generation.
who's wrong?
That's the problem.
So people teach their kids to be hateful, who teach their kids to be hateful. This is how racist.
It's not hateful.
It's generations of hateful people.
Not.
Because
but I'm saying that because I was taught make it right ain't it.
It doesn't make it right.
But that's what I'm saying. We're not saying that it's right. Nobody clearly stated.
Y'all literally just said.
No, we said
it's wrong. It's socially wrong and unacceptable for a boy to play with a doll because it's feminine.
We clearly just said.
That's what you said earlier. You're contradicting yourself.
No. If a math teacher teaches you math, you take that math of what you was taught, and you run with it. If my father taught me something, I'm going to teach my son something.
But if the math isn't right, you shouldn't continue to allow your child to.
Now let me finish.
Go ahead.
TJ, hold on. Let me finish now.
Your point doesn't make it's apples and oranges.
Let him finish.
It don't make sense to you because you said you've been there. That's the thing. You're not hearing anything.
This is toxic. This is
if you manage
it's frustrating.
But TJ, hold on. I know, but let him finish.
If you manage to take something and you only take one thing and you use that as your battleground, you're not going to hear nothing else. And that's just point blank, period. If I'm saying I'm teaching my son something that I don't agree with or I don't like or whatever, it takes up to him later on. Whatever his choice managed to be later on in life, that's his choice. I did my due diligence and taught him, just like a teacher. She gonna say, I taught you. If you don't get a diploma, if you don't do this, that's up on you. That's up on you. Now, if you don't reciprocate what the teacher is teaching you. So if he don't reciprocate that and he want to do what he gonna do, I give him that because that's why I have conversations with him. That's what I've been saying this whole time. I talk to him all day long to see what's up with him. I just don't say no and then leave it alone because that's what happens. They say no and then they don't give an explanation. They don't sit up there and talk. They don't have open dialogue with their kids. They just say no. I have a dialogue with my son.
So you want to go a roundabout way and go all across here and there, and then just to bring him back to the place that you could have just took him there directly by supporting him. That makes no sense to me. That's years of trauma that kids don't lose. Kids don't lose that.
Stay in work.
Kids kill themselves because they feel like their parent doesn't love them. They don't accept them. It's just toxic to me to even spread that type of narrative.
It's absolutely not toxic.
It is.
As because
a parent, society has brainwashed black men in general. Like, oh, I almost wasted the wine again. Let me put it over here.
You put it over there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't need all that, but it's already enough smoking here. But society has, I just wish black men would admit that toxic masculinity is real. Our fathers exhibited toxic masculinity, and we have to break the cycle. We can't continuously perpetuate that narrative because we're damaging our children. Like, why don't people understand that? I don't get that because don't understand
the root of it. We gotta know where we come
and it's okay to. I just want y'all both to. I mean, y'all don't have to. Like you said, you don't have to admit or tolerate anything, right?
You can't tell us to admit something that we believe in.
Just acknowledge that exists. Does that exist?
That's what you're saying. That toxic masculinity exists
from our fathers, grandfathers. Does that exist? Yes or no?
Absolutely. I will never deny that.
All right, but it was put on us, right? It was put on me. It was put on you. It was put on you, right?
All day.
But does that make it right to continuously spread that narrative to your child, especially if you know better? It's worse.
So, but it's up to you to break that cycle as a father.
Right. But you're choosing not to based off what society told you. It's like everyone's brainwashed. Like, oh, this is for women. This is for men.
Yeah.
No, we should break societal standards because society is the same society that says black people ain't shit. But do you accept that? People pick and choose when they want to apply that. I have a problem with that. If you're going to be on one side, be on that side. Don't go back and forth.
Oh yeah, we're on one side.
I got one question. For real. TJ, do you wear perfume?
I have, yeah.
Do you wear it now?
Sometimes I do.
Come on,
cologne, perfume.
Come on, man. Stop the cap. You don't wear that perfume.
Stop the cap.
You don't wear no
Come on, man.
This is the mentality. I mean, I'm in the fact.
Come on now.
Will you let me talk?
You don't wear no damn perfume.
I do wear women wear cologne. There's certain it's unisex.
I guess they can if they want. Yeah.
I mean, I do this shit.
Do you wear cologne, Didi?
You wear cologne, right?
I wear body oil and I have perfume.
Right. Okay.
But some scents just
are unisex.
But
it's a scent.
That's considered cologne or
so not
cologne
only the girls can have vanilla, none for y'all. That's silly.
You said what?
No. Go ahead. Let's make the point.
None for y'all. Y'all only get musk. All the woody scents. Not like you
Right. Okay, so what finish your point?
Man, I don't even know where I'm at, man. But I'm gonna reroute it. So you asked me if I wear perfume.
He asked me if you wear perfume.
I have worn perfume. The majority of the fragrances in my closet are cologne, but I do have a couple of perfumes that will be considered unisex. See, our mentalities are different. I don't view things as this is male, this is female. People are people. And I just feel like the world has been brainwashed by societal standards telling, oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. We're black people. We're people of color. We've been oppressed. Mm-hmm. So you're doing the same thing that society has done to us for years to your own children.
Now, you know what?
Self-oppressed.
No. Now, I'm finna take this somewhere else. What'd you say, Didi?
Say that again, Didi?
I said, and honestly, usually we self-oppress. We put ourselves in these.
That's the problem.
These loads
that's the common denominator.
We spread it to our children.
You're going to continue to give that to your children and your son.
Now I'm finna run this. TJ, you at one point you stated you want a feminine female, right? You like feminine females, right?
You like feminine female,
and you stated you don't like masculine women, right?
When did I say this?
Let's rewind it.
Rewind it. If you got footage,
you said it.
We'll show it.
So that's my thing.
Okay.
Now we can't go all the way from then saying I don't like masculine women because if she do this and do that, I'm not going to be attracted to her. To now you want to teach your kid to say no, you can pick whichever side. It's okay. Now that's a contradict.
I mean, I could say the same thing about what you said, right? Like the last episode, you were saying, a woman pursuing you, you would like that because she knows what she wants, or you would allow a woman to pay your bills because if that's what she wants to do, right?
Yeah.
But we asked you about you told us a story. You told a woman to water it down and she's too strong. So what you're saying is you only admire a woman's masculinity when it's beneficial for you.
Let's say it correctly. Let's say it correctly.
Yeah.
What I said was
that's what you literally said.
Right. I said how a woman comes in the beginning. I said, okay, you got to humble. Let's get the words correctly.
No woman should ever have to water herself down for no man.
That's because he likes feminine women. Well,
so, then go over to that flock. Why go police the rest of the birds? I don't understand.
Say it again, Didi.
I said, then why not go and find, what you're looking for? Why police everyone is what I'm asking.
No, nobody police nobody. I said, I don't want a woman coming on to me strong. I'm just saying, humble yourself a little bit.
He doesn't like a masculine woman.
So that's the thing. You can't tell somebody, okay, I don't like
preferences.
Everybody had their own preferences. That's fine and dandy. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me like, okay, I said this and I said that. I'm contradicting myself. I never contradicted. I said, just humble yourself a little bit.
You just said that to TJ though. You just told him he contradicted himself.
He did because he said he liked feminine women, but then it goes, he don't like masculine women, but then how you gonna allow your kids? Because he got girls. You got girls, correct?
Absolutely.
So then if they come in masculine, that's something that you don't like with your woman.
So from the jump, I don't know what clip you're referring to.
You got that jumping over your dating preference and who your children turn out to be are completely two different things.
Apples and oranges, night and day.
No, but it's exactly the same. How you want your woman to be? How you want your woman to be, especially if you got girls. I got a son. So if I'm treating my woman like a queen and like she's supposed to be, I want my son to do that to his woman. So you can't say I want a feminine woman and then you got girls and then you okay with them being masculine. That's not fair.
But Davis, I never said I didn't. So you got it all fucked up. But I'm gonna get you right. Say it. I said I enjoy the value of a dual family income. I said from day one, you can look at all the podcasts. I said, I don't really identify with gender classifications, right? The couple has to decide that. If I'm gonna be a stay-at-home dad, then that's between me and my woman. If she wants to make the money, she can make the money. But some men will consider that feminine.
Very feminine.
So that's your opinion.
Fucking feminine.
You old school. So I understand why you feel the way you feel, but we're in 2023, right? So what I'm saying is that you basically define your relationship. We're on the same team, right? So I may be point guard. She may be center playing defense or whatever. We each have a specialty, but we have to decide that. I understand the value of a dual family income, right? So gender roles don't exist within my realm. So what you're saying, you're talking about a feminine woman. I don't even know what you're talking about because
everybody, if you go start from season 1 and go all the way through, I guarantee you it's going to be there.
So my woman, she can work a 6-figure paying job. She could she could, let me finish. It is about, well, according to you, it is. No, you'll let a woman pay if she wanted to.
Once again, like I said earlier, maybe a couple minutes ago,
but then you don't want a masculine woman, so you're contradicting yourself.
No, you managed to take once again. You manage to take what I say and take a little bit of it and use that.
It's a lot
I'm
of
talking about overall. I'm not saying just
it's the
with
same
money.
Concept.
I'm talking about period. I'm talking about
you told a woman to water herself down for you.
Said, because she came to me verbally.
Okay, so Dee, let me ask you: if a man told you, "Hey, you got to humble yourself, water yourself down," what would be your response? I'm curious.
To cackle his face.
Curious.
He's disqualified, isn't he?
That's fine, bitch.
But like, why would you even?
Chris Brown said it.
That's fine. I feel like it's weird to even waste your breath trying to correct someone. If she's not for you, she's not for you.
Right. If you don't like it,
herself.
Yeah. Women do it too. Like so it's and women try to correct men.
I can't control that. Because I would never correct somebody.
So how is it wrong for when G say, hey, the way you coming to me verbally, because I said it verbally, the way you coming to me verbally, humble it a little bit.
Furthermore,
because if I want a soft spoken, soft spoken.
Does it intimidate you? A woman that's what he likes.
That's what he likes.
A woman that's assertive. Does that intimidate you? Yes or no?
It don't.
What? Okay.
Because if you coming at me and you trying to be,
but clearly it did. You had a problem. You told her to humble herself.
No. If you want to wear your pants lower than me. If you want to, because you want to be this hard and talk hard, I don't want all that. I want a soft spoken. We supposed to, if we date, you supposed to pillow talk. You don't supposed to be, man, I can't stand this nigga. I'm talking verbally.
You like what you like. You like feminine women. You like masculine women.
So my question to you is, why did you select her?
You said, say what, Didi?
I said you can only speak on what you like. You can't talk in generalities.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I think that's the point that we are talking about ourselves.
That's the point. That's what I am. I'm talking about myself. Yeah. But then when we talked about masculinity, TJ once upon a time said he don't like masculine women that does masculine things.
I like both. I like a woman that could be masculine, be a boss chick. But then I also like, I want my house to be harmonious, and I want my woman to be soft, and I want to be vulnerable with her. So that's not me picking a side. That's me appreciating both.
I think TJ,
what's wrong with
if
that?
you ever meet a masculine woman, I think you'd hate your life.
I've had.
Listen.
But listen though, y'all don't know my track record. I've dated quote unquote masculine women that most men couldn't even handle or deal with, and I've dealt with them completely fine. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with that. I appreciate both aspects. Both qualities are very valuable. If I have a boss woman out there that's she get paid $150,000, she worked for corporate America. She runs. I'm still talking. She a boss chick. Right?
Yeah.
But then she comes home and then she's soft and quote unquote feminine, and me and her are vulnerable together and have beautiful exchanges, and our environment in our home is beautiful. I'm saying that I want both. I'm not saying that I don't like this or I like that. I see the value in both, which is what I've been saying the entire time. It's about choice. Yeah. At the end of the day, mic drop.
We'll be back after these messages.
If you agree with TJ, you agree with G, you agree with Didi, write a comment underneath the video. We would really, really love to hear from you. What do you think? Do you agree that fathers and mothers should let their kids do whatever the hell they want, like TJ thinks?
No.
Or do you
never said that.
Yes.
I said, let them express them. If we're going to say it, let's say it right. All right. Express them within the realm of control, not letting them do whatever they want to there still needs to be structure, but you're allowing them to express themselves in a way to where it's conducive for them and they're getting themselves out there and they don't feel suppressed. Right. That's very valuable. I don't want my child, I don't want to come home one day and there's a letter and my child disappeared and hung themselves or killed themselves because forever I'll feel guilty. Is my ego worth that? Because I tried to instill something in their minds. Yeah. Is my ego worth that?
No, but that'll never happen.
Okay. How do you know? How do you know though?
Because we're not.
You can't be so self-righteous and think that that'll never happen.
No. Being a parent, being a father, teaching your son how to be masculine is not suppressing.
And I'm saying that society should debt that because we're in 2023. That's in the 60s. That's in the 70s. No, that's now. If you're still holding on to those principles, how do you grow?
Can I ask Didi a question?
How do you grow?
Can I ask Didi a question?
Old dogs need to learn new tricks as well.
Let me talk.
Man, y'all got me, man.
Listen,
this is
Didi, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Didi.
Go ahead.
So I know you got boys, but if you have girls, right? When you teach her feminine ways, like when you give her the foundation to be a woman, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all we've been saying. Only thing we saying
is
that
question.
We giving.
Nope, because we don't know your answer. But
both qualities are essential.
Let's move on.
Okay. They are though. Like if the woman came from the man's rib, you have both innately. What is wrong with having both? Y'all trying to, this is why I said we being hormone police, because you're trying to say, oh, you got too much estrogen. You got too much.
No, boys need to be taught how to be men. Girls need to be taught how to be women. All right. So
that's weird.
Say it again, Didi. I'm sorry. Say it again.
I'm like, so to say that like, oh, my girl can't play sports because I'm concerned she's going to be a lesbian later.
No, she can play sports.
That's the root of it though.
No, she can play sports.
She can play tennis.
Right. Yeah.
Then when is you gonna cut the plug?
I mean, we have men playing in women's sports now. I mean,
we talked about football.
I guess that's okay.
The lingerie football league last episode, right?
I heard.
So what's your take on that? Because that was crazy to me. What's a woman's sport? First of all,
and that's what I'm.
What's a woman's sport? What's a man's sport? You watch the WNBA, right? Or y'all? Well, based on how y'all talk, y'all don't. So never mind.
I don't watch it.
I don't watch basketball at all. That's the thing. I really don't watch basketball.
I don't watch it.
Yeah, but you literally said if women weren't in lingeries and they were just playing in regular pads, you still wouldn't watch it because you feel like it's a masculine game. That's an ignorant mentality to have.
It's been dominated by men.
But it's not a men's sport though. You called it a man's sport.
That's what I'm saying. But okay, you can like TJ did before, peel it back to race thing. A lot of stuff was dominated by white men. There was still space for y'all. Why you can't make space for women?
Exactly.
Nobody's saying that we cannot.
They can play sports.
Again,
as long as they're lingerie.
That's something that I don't like. But if they're going to do it, they're going to do it.
Why do they have to do that? It's a man's sport.
It is.
It's not. That's an ignorant mentality to have.
I think it's a sport, but it's just. I think the point I made last time is that why is the WNBA try so hard? If you want to get views, put women in lingerie and they'll get the views.
It's just women that love. Wow,
that's it. Hey, Didi, let me ask you something.
Oh my God.
In 2023, in 2023.
They
Okay.
coming for you, though.
Oh yeah, come for me, because you know what? I know I'm right. Because the WNBA right now put women in lingerie, they'll get the ratings. Period.
Most
Anyway,
definitely.
Gee, let me ask you
Because they're
something.
sexualized.
No, yeah.
And that's
Women
not-
sexualize themselves.
If you want the ratings,
You said
sexualize
women,
everything.
You said women sexualize themselves?
Yes.
Okay, all
Really?
right, hold on. Let's
That's
move
another
on.
topic.
Didi.
That's another topic.
Didi, let me ask you this.
Ooh.
So if you meet a man,
Alright, go.
right? Hold on. You meet a man. What level of feminine does that man have to bring in the relationship that's acceptable to Didi?
Like, what does that even mean?
Or masculinity? Well, to you, let me ask you this principal question. To you, what does feminism?
Does he have a healthy, like, emotional balance? That's any human I'm dealing with.
Well,
Exactly.
what level of masculinity does he have to have?
Man, I gotta swing my penis around to prove I'm a man. Yeah, you can keep that, sir.
Oh,
Exactly.
shit. Then, do you have a man right now?
What does that have to do with it?
Yes or no? Do you have a man?
Yes.
Stop, cat.
All right. So let me ask you,
Why
TJ.
she gotta be captain?
TJ, what level, okay, of
Yeah.
masculinity versus feminism does a woman have to bring to attract TJ?
Let's break it down, Pilo. Femininity.
Femininity.
There we
So
go.
if a woman comes to you, right,
Uh-huh.
and she has more masculine traits than
Uh-huh.
she does feminine traits,
Uh-huh.
will that attract TJ?
I've been in that situation before.
Nope, well, that-
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
attracts you?
Yeah, because there's certain things that I admire. Like, I admire a woman that's a go-getter. Oh, excuse me. A woman that's a hustler, a woman that's a go-getter. That's traditionally a masculine trait because men are the gatherers and men are the ones, out there hunting and making the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that from a woman, but that's a masculine attribute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it depends on the situation, but I appreciate both. Like I was trying to tell G, he was trying to say I contradict myself because I wanted a feminine woman. I want a woman that's feminine in a different capacity than what you're thinking of a wider perspective. I'm talking about specific things. When I come
That's
home,
our issue right now.
but
We
listen,
here.
when I come home,
Instead of
I want
going.
my home to be peaceful. I want
Yeah,
my woman to be sweet to me. I want to be sweet to her. I want us to love on each other.
Yeah.
That's the type of love that anybody should want.
Mhm.
But I also recognize that outside of me, she's a boss in the boardroom. She's a boss, period. She's running shit. And I respect that. I love that. I think that that's sexy personally. Those are the only kind of women that I deal with.
Okay. Well, G,
So,
let me ask you, what level of femininity? I don't know why I struggle with that word. There's just too many.
We already know the answer, 100%.
So let them answer, TJ.
Go ahead.
What level of femininity versus masculinity does a woman have to bring to the table to attract?
Just
you?
like I said earlier, I need her to be soft spoken. I do not need a female to come into me verbally hard. I'm gonna say this clearly.
What does that even mean?
Can I do this? Verbally hard.
What does that mean, G? Can you define that for us?
I did it earlier. I said if you come to me and you trying to talk as hard as me as like, oh man, I can't stand these niggas, this and
be
that.
very expressive and aggressive.
Tough and aggressive. I just said tone it down because
Yo, lady, can't listen to smooth jazz.
What'd you say?
Say it
I
again?
said he only like to listen to smooth jazz.
I like R&B.
No,
Smooth R&B.
that makes sense. I can see that.
I like R&B. I like it smooth. I don't need all that because if when it comes down to that, I don't need my girl to be verbally tough. I don't need to be verbally tough.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be soft. Let me be verbally tough.
Yeah.
I can handle that. If I
But why
need you to
can't
be,
Say it again.
say it again.
I said, why can't we just, because he keeps saying how much. To me, balance is the goal.
Exactly.
Because you don't want nobody too soft. You out the house. You need somebody to take care of your kingdom, correct?
Exactly.
But I never gave a level.
What's the balance? I mean, that's his balance.
I never gave a level. I just said I don't want it to be verbally. If it comes into another area that she needs to be up in the tough realm or wherever you want to put it, masculinity, then okay, so shall it be. As I stated before, I don't have an issue with it. It's communication and understanding. I said that since day one, and I'm gonna still say it now. Is understanding and communication. If you don't have an understanding, you cannot communicate because communication needs an understanding.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Didi,
No.
let me ask you. Hold on. Didi, I'm going to ask you the same question again. What balance or level of masculinity does a man have to bring to the table in your world versus femininity for you to accept him?
I feel like I'm an echo G. I need balance. I don't want nobody talking to me hard either. Because who you yelling at? But at the same time, there's a time you may need to raise your voice. I do want to feel protected. I do want to feel safe. But there's a lot of men who can't turn that off when they get home. They talk. I agree. One of the most. So that's why I said balance is important, because you don't want a man that's too hard. You don't want a man that's too hard. And that same thing goes for women. I don't want to be hard all the time, but as a Black woman, a young Black professional, that whole strong Black woman BS is put on me all the time. It's exhausting. I don't want to be that way. I don't think I'm that way, but I still have to deal with those preconceived notions. And so then when I do come home, when I do deal with my man, when I am intimate, I want to be soft. I am soft, and that's fine, but we need balance, because when I'm out at work, I got to let them know exactly where they got me messed up at.
You want to come home, take off that helmet, take off that shield, and just
take that armor off. Nobody wants to be hard or soft all the time. Lord forbid you go through something. Yeah, you're a man. But you can't cry after the loss of a loved one. Like, that's weird.
And that's the thing.
Okay.
It isn't gender exclusive.
And that's what we've been saying this whole time. We're not saying we on just one side or the other. We've been saying the middle, but when you manage to take what we say and say this is what y'all saying, then now you trying to make your own self believe of what you want us to be. I said I don't want a woman. I stated, and you said you agree. I said I want a woman to be soft spoken to me, but will she raise her voice at me? Sure, because we're going to have debates, we're going to have arguments, we're going to have that. So that's going to happen. But I'm saying with the initial, because when this question came up, it was the initial would a woman come to me. I don't want her to come like I had some on Snapchat. A dude's told this one chick she dressed like a dude or whatever. She a lesbian. This dude literally told her on Snap, nobody wants to do something with a woman that dresses like a dude. And I said, whoa.
I disagree. The studs be fine.
But that's what he said. I'm just using that. I'm not saying that is right or wrong of what it is. Only thing I'm saying is tone down some things. That's it. I never said, oh, you got to be straight 100%.
If that's who they are, why they got to tone down?
Because
why are you pursuing them?
Because guess what? Guess what TJ got to do? TJ got to get himself together for that woman regardless. So if you got to tone some down, you said a balance, right? So if your masculinity is always turned up and your femininity is down, guess what? When you get to that woman, something got to change within you to fit that person. Somebody just told me you can't, and we was at the barbershop talking about this. You can't get a puzzle, with two puzzle pieces and just automatically put it together if they just don't fit. Mic drop, I'm done.
You're putting the wrong pieces together. I mean, exactly. It's more complex than that.
So you got to look for that. You got to look for that. You got to turn down and turn up just to make it work.
Right. But there's always, like in a relationship where you're talking to somebody, there's always a give or take of what somebody should do more of or less of. But if that's but listen though, you're not listening. You're listening to what I'm saying, but you're not listening. You're hearing one thing and then you're running with it.
Touche.
Listen.
Touche.
Listen. Touche. Listening is essential for everybody. It ain't touche. I listen to everything and shit sounds crazy. But that's another discussion. But like I said, everyone balances. It's checks and balances with everything, right? But at the end of the day, if that woman, if that's just who she is, then why are you trying to pursue her? Why are you trying to change that woman? Because clearly you can't handle it as a man.
Instead of moving around, that's my question.
Exactly. You don't have to deal with that. That's a self-inflicted problem at that point.
No, but if it don't fit,
you take violence for no reason.
Exactly. But if it don't fit me, I know how to move around. But this is what we're trying to say. The whole thing. If you telling me to listen, that means you should have listened from the beginning. Because I said just then, I stated you have to change. Also, you have to make the pieces work for the puzzle when you come to somebody. You have to change a little bit about yourself.
You told a woman to tone down.
You're right. I said verbally. Can I please?
And I'm sure there's things that she wants you to change.
Exactly.
It's all about
exactly.
I mean, I get your point. I mean, yeah.
So if she's telling me,
change though.
What'd you say, Didi?
At the core of who you are cannot change.
Exactly.
I understand. Yes, we all have to compromise and make concessions in any relationship. We're human. We're gonna have to do that. But baby, if you a Lego and I'm a Mega Block, ain't nothing we gonna do to match up.
Right, and that's all what's been stated. Nobody's saying that somebody got to change her because I don't feel, and this is just how I feel, and I'm gonna leave it as is. Nobody always come in the game verbally hard. Nobody comes in the game. It's talk. So that's what I've been saying this whole time. If you come into me verbally hard, no.
But you're pointing the finger at that woman. Why don't you channel that energy into yourself? Because you are what you attract.
But once you're in a relationship, I'm sure. But he's talking about once he's in the relationship. Once he's in.
But if she's showing
to make it work.
Right. I understand, P. But if she's showing you all these red flags, you're still choosing to deal with it. Like, you need to look within yourself.
That's the thing. You don't know if I'm still choosing.
Maybe you're not leading correctly.
See, now,
maybe it's something about you she doesn't respect. I am listening. I heard everything you said.
No, because you keep telling me
I have a different perspective. That doesn't mean I'm not listening.
TJ,
well, we can agree to disagree.
Do you think, TJ, do you think in your relationship, your relationship right now, isn't there fine tuning throughout the entire relationship? In not only her, but you as well.
Yeah, there's that. Like I said, there's always a fine tune with everything.
With everything.
But if
I think that's what he's saying.
But hold on. But if my woman is loud, if she's eccentric, if she's more of an extrovert and that's her personality, I'm never gonna tell her to tone herself down, because if I can't accept that, she's not the woman for me, and that's okay. That's okay.
Listen,
I need to find a woman who fits my standards. I'm not gonna knowingly put myself in a situation where I'm self-inflicted every day and mad and upset and arguing and going back and forth. Baby, we just ain't compatible, and that's okay. You find your best love, I find mine. And
Medea said it the best on one of her plays. She said, we always give up somebody for the 2%. And they can be 98% and they give up for the 2%.
That sounds crazy.
TJ, you never told your girl to shut up?
Huh? No.
You out here telling people to shut up?
Why would I tell
you? Have you ever told your man to shut up?
To shut up? No.
Yeah, bullshit.
That's
all right. Let me ask you guys a question. Okay, I'll make this the last question. So, in 2023, does gender roles, the actual definition of gender role, does that still apply? So, because in my generation, a woman is supposed to be in the kitchen, right? It's supposed to not
barefoot, slaving over the stove.
Now, let me get to something right. Okay, I'm not saying that that's how it's supposed to be, but in my generation, I was born in the 80s. So women are taught to be in the kitchen, cook, clean, take care of the children, and things like that. And men are taught to go out and work, go out and hustle, bring the bacon home, and take care of the things that women can't. So in 2023, is that still prevalent? Is that still the thing now in 2023?
No.
Why?
No, because women out here working, they doing their thing. Women, this is probably the only thing in this whole controversy today that I agree with TJ with is women out here is men that's being at home dads. It is that. I agree with that. We actually had a guy that got hired in our group that happened. He literally started, and all of 2-3 weeks later, he said, I quit because my wife wanted me to stay at home. So it's not. I mean, do I agree with it? That's just me. No, I don't. I think both parties should put in both efforts. Both parties should put in the work to build a foundation and to build a home.
Yeah. Well, TJ asked you the same thing in 2023. Is that still prevalent?
Unfortunately, it is, because of conversations that we had today. But should it be? No. I think gender roles should be deaded. I think we should leave the concepts of the 60s, 70s, even the 80s, 90s even. I think we should leave those principles behind. I feel like we should live presently, live in the time. If we shouldn't say that man, his action is feminine or his action is masculine, because people are individuals and they are who they are.
Yeah.
So I feel like at the end of the day, I believe that people should be happy and be who they are. So should they be prevalent, or are they prevalent? It is. But should it be? Absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, good point. Didi, I'll ask you the same question. In 2023, I see you turning your neck. When women do that, they're about to go in.
Ready.
I'm getting a little scared, Didi.
She loading it up.
See, I'm kind of glad you're over there. We're over here.
You ever seen a fight in the hood? You know it's about to go down.
About to go down when they do that. So, Didi, there you go. So, Didi, what do you think in 2023? Is that still prevalent, or what's the shift?
I think, like I said, our favorite lawyer phrase is complicated. I think there is a space for gender roles. I think there is a need for it. But I also think it can't be a rigid structure. It needs to have some flexibility to it. It needs to be able to evolve as times evolve. But I think tradition and like those roots, the things gender roles were meant to protect, they still matter. Like there's a reason women can't do certain jobs, because physically we're built different, or like we just have different health implications. There's all kinds of things that are just science. It just is. There's no discussion.
Right.
And so that matters. But I don't get to come into anybody's household, anybody's relationship, anybody's bedroom and tell them what to do, tell them how to be happy. Mm-hmm. That's when we need to have a seat or several.
Duly noted. Well, this has been a very, very great conversation, guys. Okay. Oh, yeah. And for my elite society out there, if whatever you've taken from this conversation, I mean, if you have any questions, if you have a comment, please write it on the bottom of this video, please. Or go to our website, www.digital262.com. Upload your video. Tell us what you think, and we will happily premiere or show you on this video and asking your question, and we'll give you 3 different perspectives from a single guy, married guy, and a divorced guy. So please let us know what you think, okay? So gentlemen, with that being said, let's do final thoughts, okay? Gee, we'll start with you.
This is a quote from Judith Butler. Masculine and feminine, I'm not going to need to chop that up, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Roles are not biologically fixed, but socially constructed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. What you got, TJ?
I would say that statement just proved my entire point. Carry on.
That's
such an error.
Didi, so we have any final thoughts for us?
Yeah, just live and let live. Do no harm. Don't oppress yourself. The world will be a better place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much better.
Well, Didi, thank you again. Thank you so much for coming on to this podcast. You have no idea how appreciative we are. You know, and I think it's important for us to have these conversations, you know, and like TJ said, you know, this kind of proves how the world is right now in 2023. Yeah. You know, we all have different mindsets of what gender roles are, you know, different definitions, different ways of fix. We think that we can fix it or even tackle it. You know, it's just, that's how the world's constructed. But I think it's important for us to have these types of conversations, you know, and to people people out there to listen and kind of, you know, have their own opinions, you know. And
for the record, still love you. Still love you too.
Oh man, you guys are my road dogs. Come on, man.
It's always love.
Come on, man.
I gotta hug you at the end.
Come on.
A virtual hug. Virtual hug.
Oh yeah.
No, but you know, and that's why we do this, guys. We know we do this for you.
Black men could be passionate. Black men could be expressive, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's literally the. You said what, Didi?
I said that's what we love about y'all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that literally epitomizes why we do this show.
Absolutely.
Why we do this program. So.
Absolutely. So again, from Elite Talk, we'd like to say thank you to our elite society out there. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Remember, you can catch us on Facebook, you can catch us on YouTube, and if you're driving and you don't want to see the video, you can catch us on wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, Apple, Google. I mean, I can name them all. But wherever you listen to your podcast, oh my God, anywhere, we're everywhere.
No, I said slight flex.
Slight. just slight. Big dog. But wherever you listen, doesn't matter what app you download and listen to podcasts, we are there. So just look for Elite Talk with Gee and TJ, and you can find us on Facebook and YouTube. So from us here at Elite Talk, thanks again for watching. To the next one. Peace.